1 year later. Girl, hurry up. We already late as hell. Jessie's voice carried over the hum of the crowded street as she hurried ahead, her heels clicking fast and sharp against the pavement like she was born walking in them. Purple and blue neon lights from the club washed across her moving figure, flickering over the shimmer of her dress. Music pulsed faintly through the walls of the building ahead, deep bass vibrating through the night air, promising noise, sweat, bodies, and escape. I was suffering. These shoes are instruments of torture, I muttered under my breath, gripping my clutch tighter as I tried not to wobble. My toes had gone numb 3 blocks ago, and every step now felt like walking on thin blades. I had no business in 3-inch heels. I was a kitten heel, sit down early, mind my knees kind of woman these days. But tonight was different. Tonight, I was celebrating. My divorce had been final for exactly 12 days, 4 hours, and, if I was being honest, about 37 minutes. Not that I was counting. Not obsessively, anyway. The past year had wrung me out emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. But I had survived it. Signed papers, courtrooms, lawyers, tears that came in waves when I least expected them. Nights where the silence of my bed felt too loud, but I was still standing. And tonight, Jessie had decided that meant I needed liberation, which apparently involved loud music, tight dresses, dangerous heels, and alcohol. Lots of alcohol. Hurry up, Yanicka, Jessie called again, already halfway toward the glowing entrance. My brother-in-law finna clock out soon. If we don't get in before that, we standing in this long-ass line with everybody else, and I did not do my hair for that. I glanced ahead and finally noticed the line. Lord Jesus. It stretched halfway down the block, a slow-moving river of glitter, perfume, cologne, and attitude. Women in barely their dresses, shifting impatiently, men adjusting cuffs and chains, laughter rising in sharp bursts under the heavy pulse of the music leaking from inside the building. I slowed. Jessie noticed immediately and turned back, narrowing her eyes. Don't start. You came this far. You getting in that club? I didn't say I wasn't, I said carefully, though my feet begged to differ. I'm just observing. She snorted. You scared? I am not scared. You scared? I am evaluating, I corrected, lifting my chin slightly. Jessie rolled her eyes and grabbed my wrist. You've been divorced a whole year, not 12 minutes. You ain't fragile no more. Come on. Before I could argue, she tugged me forward, weaving through the crowd until we reached the front where a large, broad man stood guarding the velvet rope like a gatekeeper to another world. Jessie squealed. Marlin! The man's serious face broke instantly into a grin. There go my favorite troublemaker. She kissed his cheek and leaned in close, whispering something I couldn't hear. He chuckled, shook his head, then lifted the velvet rope. Y'all go ahead. Jessie shot me a victorious look and dragged me through before the waiting crowd could protest too loudly. I could feel eyes on my back, sharp, irritated, judging, but I kept my head forward and followed Jessie inside. The moment we stepped through the doors, the world changed. Darkness, lights, bass. The music hit first, deep and heavy, vibrating through my chest and ribs. Purple and gold lights spun across packed bodies, moving in rhythm, the air thick with heat, perfume, and something electric. Laughter, shouts, glasses clinking, heels tapping. Everything blended into one living, breathing energy. Jessie was already moving, hips swaying to the beat as she led me toward the staircase that curved up to the second level. You good? She shouted over her shoulder. I nodded, though my senses were still adjusting. It had been years since I'd been anywhere like this. Years since I'd felt anything like this. Alive. By the time we reached the top of the stairs, my legs were trembling, partly from the climb, partly from the shoes, and partly from the unfamiliar rush buzzing under my skin. The second level was dimmer, calmer than the chaos below. but still alive with energy. Low velvet seating curved around small glass tables, and a soft amber glow washed over everything, making the space feel almost intimate despite the crowd. Music still thumped through the floor beneath us, but up here it felt muted, like a heartbeat under the surface instead of a storm. Jessie led with purpose, weaving past clusters of laughing women and sharply dressed men until she reached a small table near the back, closest to the upstairs bar. A folded gold card rested neatly in the center. She plucked it up with a grin. "Reserved. Told you." I lowered myself carefully into the chair, trying not to collapse like my knees wanted me to. The moment my weight left my feet, relief flooded through me so strong I nearly sighed out loud. Instead, I smoothed my dress over my thighs, adjusting the hem the way my mother had taught me years ago. Graceful, composed, unbothered, even if my toes felt like they were on fire. Jessie dropped into the chair across from me and leaned back, satisfied. "Drink?" "Yes," I answered immediately. She laughed. "Say less." Within minutes, 2 glasses appeared. Amber liquid, lime wedge, ice clinking softly. I took a careful sip. Warmth spread down my throat and settled in my chest, loosening something tight inside me I hadn't realized I was still holding. For the first time in a long time, I exhaled. Jessie watched me over the rim of her glass. "There she go." "So, the version of you that ain't carrying the world on her shoulders." I gave a small smile but didn't answer. My eyes drifted across the room, couples leaning close, soft laughter, hands brushing, bodies angled toward one another in quiet intimacy. For a moment, a memory flickered. Nights long gone, a different life, a different me. But I pushed it away before it could settle. That chapter was closed. I lifted my glass again, and that's when I felt it. Not a touch, not a sound, a gaze. Slowly, almost against my will, my eyes shifted toward the bar. And there he was, seated alone, tall even while sitting, broad shoulders framed by a dark tailored suit that fit him too perfectly to be off the rack. One hand rested loosely around a glass, the other draped casually against the bar, but nothing about him felt casual. But it was his eyes that held me. They were already on mine. Not surprised, not curious, as if he had been watching, waiting. I looked away quickly, heat rising under my skin. Jessie noticed instantly. "Oh?" she said slowly, following my earlier line of sight. Then she smirked. "Oh." "Don't," I warned softly, keeping my eyes on my drink. "Tall, dark, well, light-skinned, fine, sitting by himself, looking directly at you. Baby, that man did not come here for the music." I took another sip, pretending calm. "You imagining things?" "I am absolutely not." Against my better judgment, I glanced again. He was still watching, not smiling and not moving, just locked on me. Something inside my chest fluttered, unfamiliar, unwelcome, but not unpleasant. I swallowed. Jessie leaned forward, voice dropping into a mischievous whisper. "You want me to handle it, or you got this?" I shook my head quickly. "You better not." She grinned wider. That's what I thought. I had only meant to glance at him again. Just a quick look, a harmless look. But when my eyes met his, something inside me shifted in a way I had not felt in a very long time. It wasn't just attraction, though there was plenty of that. It was awareness. The kind that settles low in your body before your mind can catch up. The kind that reminds you that you are still alive, still capable of feeling, even after everything you have been through. He rose from his seat at the bar with an easy, unhurried grace. The kind of confidence that didn't need to announce itself because it simply existed. Conversations around him continued. Glasses clinked, Laughter rose and fell, yet somehow he moved through it untouched, as if the noise of the room did not belong to him. His suit caught the low amber light, clean lines draping perfectly over his shoulders. He stopped beside our table, close enough that I could see the faint shadow of stubble beneath his beard, close enough that I could feel the quiet gravity of his presence. His eyes met mine first, not Jessie's, and there was something in them. Not boldness, not arrogance, but intention. "Good evening," he said, his voice low and smooth, the kind of voice that did not need volume to command attention. Jessie smiled brightly, already entertained. "Evening?" I cleared my throat softly, steadying myself before speaking. "Hello." He gave a slight nod, respectful, measured. "I hope I'm not interrupting your night. I noticed you earlier, and something told me I should introduce myself." Jessie's foot brushed mine under the table, her silent way of saying, "See?" I ignored her and met his gaze. "And what exactly did that something tell you?" I asked, my voice calm, though my heart had begun to beat a little faster than I preferred. For the first time, his mouth curved into a faint, knowing smile. "That leaving without speaking to you would feel like a missed opportunity." Something warm spread through my chest at his words, unexpected and unwelcome, yet impossible to deny. And just like that, the night I had come here simply to survive began to change.